Hi, we're Team C with the summer 2025 cohort for the SWEN 670 capstone. We worked on the latest iteration of the Learning Lens project. Our iteration is called Focused AI. Today I'm going to just kick us off by showing us how to perform the authentication workflows for both Moodle and Google Classroom, as well as show what a teacher login would look like and what a student login would look like. So for the teacher workflow, we're going to use Moodle. And you can use either one, but just to consolidate things, we're going to use both at the same time. So for the Moodle login, it requires the user to enter their Moodle domain, their username, and their password. And we can go ahead and click sign in with Moodle. And this will take just a sec if it's encountering a cold start, but this is what the teacher dashboard should look like for Focused AI. Next, we're going to log in with Google Classroom as a student. Normally this button would say sign in with Google. Sometimes it will remember the most recent profile to sign in. Clicking the button will pull up the OAuth 2.0 client, and these set of pop-ups will be one for choosing the account to access the app, and then two, checking to see that the account that is accessing the app has the necessary permissions. Sometimes if the account already has the necessary permissions, then you'll see a screen that says it already has some access. And then there we are, the student dashboard.
So here's what the teacher will see when they first go into CAILA. This layout will be the exact same whether they're signed into Moodle or Google Classroom. It'll just obviously indicate up here whichever platform they're signed into as. Up at the top here is the material generator. So you can select the course you want to create material for, the material type, and then the title. So currently I'm just signed into a Google Classroom teacher account that I made that just has one course, so you'll just see the one there, but you'll see all your courses here if you had more than that. So to create material, you would first choose the course, then you can choose a material type. Currently we support these four here. So let's say for now we want to create a quiz, and then since we're in a programming course, let's say we want to make a Python quiz. Okay, and then down here is where you chat with CAILA and have it create it for you. So I could say create me a 5-question Python quiz. And then we can ask CAILA to make that, and then we can see here it's creating the quiz. It does take about a minute or so, as it indicates there, since it has to talk to DeepSeek, and DeepSeek can take a little bit of time to come up with an answer and then get that received back. So we'll wait for that to generate here. Okay, there we go. So we got a 5-question Python quiz now, and you can see all of the questions here along with the answer choices and the answer key. It also even gives you like a little description about what the quiz is and like the recommended time limit for it for the students. Over here is a quiz preview. It says quiz preview because we're creating a quiz, but if it was one of the other types, it would indicate that for rubric or whatever you chose. And it kind of pulls out different things from what CAILA responded with, so that you can click on it and tell CAILA to change something or ask it about something from it pretty easily. So we could say like we want to change the duration. So it'll add this into the chat here, like please revise the duration section, and let's say we want to make it 20 minutes. You can ask CAILA to do that. And we'll work on revising it and keep the rest of the assignment the way it was before. So we'll wait for it to do that. Okay, there we go. So now it even says that it changed it to 20 minutes. We can see down here, time limit is now 20 minutes, and then it kept all the questions and everything the same because we didn't ask it to do anything with that. From there, let's say we like the way the quiz is now, we can go ahead and export it to Google Classroom. So you can click that button there, and then if you were to go into your Google Classroom, you would see a new assignment listed there for the students. You can also export it just to your computer, and it'll give you a TXT file for it. Over here on the left hand side, we can see chat history. So this will bring up all the different chats that you've had with CAILA recently. So let's say I want to go back to when I was asking it to create a Java quiz. I could click on that and look back at the chat that I had with it for that. If you wanted to get the assignment back from one of your previous chats, you could click on this resume chat button here, and it'll load it back into this here, and then from there you could export it back or whatever you want to do with it. If you don't like where this is going with your chat with CAILA, you could start over with the start fresh button and just hit start fresh. It kind of just warns you to make sure you actually want to do that before you click it, and then just resets everything. But yeah, that is the teacher side of CAILA. Here is the student side of CAILA. As you can see, I am signed into my student Google Classroom account. But if you were signed into your Moodle student account, it would have basically the same layout. It would just obviously say Moodle up here. I actually have this account enrolled in the test programming course for the teacher that I just showed in the demo before this. So that's why it has this course here, but it would have all of your courses if you had more than that as a student. So basically you would choose a course, and then here you can click on this to load in all the assignments for that course. Let's say we want to work on the Python quiz that was just created by the teacher in the last video. Over here on the right hand side, you can see the chats with CAILA, and I actually had some chats previously with CAILA, so it loads those in, so it's persistent and keeps all the different conversations you've had with CAILA in there. So if you were to, you had to stop working on something and leave the application, you could hop back in later and it would still have everything in there, and you could kind of continue working on it rather than losing everything. This is where the assignment is loaded in at. For example, maybe we don't know how to solve question number 3 for this quiz. We could ask CAILA for help with that. So we could say, help me with question 3. And then CAILA will give us a response to help us out with that question. We actually have it set up so that CAILA doesn't just give you the actual answer and then you just move on and don't learn anything. You'll see in a second, it asks a lot of questions and gives you some good strategies to kind of solve it and learn along the way. So the student benefits a lot from that rather than just getting the answer dumped to them and not having to think. So as you can see here, CAILA is asking what specific part of question 3 is confusing to them, so they can kind of narrow down what they're struggling with. And it has all these different strategies listed here to kind of help them think about it. And you could just have a full-on chat with CAILA until you get down to the answer. So yeah, that is the student side of CAILA.